Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am so glad and so happy you guys are here. Today, I'm just gonna get into it. I purchased some stuff from Jones Road, which if you're not familiar, Bobbi Brown used to own Bobbi Brown makeup line, her eponymous line. I had to explain to my husband what eponymous was the other day. Anyway, not hippopotamus, not that. Anyway, she came out with Jones Road when she sold Bobbi Brown, and I placed an order. Actually, I placed 2 orders. So I'm gonna bring to you guys a whole bunch of stuff from Bobbi Brown, Bobbi Brown's new line called Jones Road. It's supposed to be super clean, minimal, cool, clean makeup. Hope you love, XX Bobbi. She wrote me a note. Now you got your order. Now what? For product tips from Bobbi, visit us at Jones Road Beauty. For request or return exchange, blah, 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 for help. Okay, thanks for the note. Kind of an interesting little cosmetic bag. It's like paper. So let's take a look at what I got and then we'll put some stuff on and kind of see how I feel about it. The bag is interesting. I don't know how well it'll hold up. I mean, it doesn't feel like paper that you punch through, and it does look like it's stitched. So, okay, we're gonna just put it off to the side here. Okay, I picked up a bunch of stuff. I think one of the things was a kit from one of her muses. Let me get these in order here. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, I think I've got things somewhat in order now. I was a little confused because I knew I had gotten one of the balms, and I did. It's just a little tiny one. I thought this was an eyeshadow. I kept looking at it going, that's the eyeshadow. That's one of the eyeshadows, right? This one is actually Golden Hour. I think there were 2 on the website, and because I've never used it before, I was hesitant to buy the big one, but then in the little kit, they had a smaller version. So that's what it looks like. And I'm just gonna wing this. I should do instructions. I should actually look and stuff. Here's the thing. You might not either. You might just like start putting it on like I am doing here. Now, as I put this on, the first thing I noticed is that now my skin has this healthy flush where it didn't before. I think a lot of this is supposed to be, you know, like if you're only doing just super minimal stuff, maybe just some concealer and not much more. That does have a very glowy, kind of balmy sort of look. I don't hate it. I'm curious to see what it looks like on top of foundation. I did pick up one of her, it's a WTF moment with the foundation. This one's in medium. Let's just take a look at this one. And this balm that I used was a bronze. And I think it said you can use it kind of all over. I think most of these things are safe to use. This one is called Golden Hour. Did I say bronze? I didn't mean to. This one's called Golden Hour. I mean, I would put that on if I were just, you know, running around the house and stuff. Okay, this is the foundation. Comes in a pot. The boxes are all super minimalist. They just say Jones Road on them. The shade is medium. That's the package. This reminds me a little bit of Jason Wu Beauty, except his I think is like pink looking. Does have a protector on top, and that's what the shoe. There's oil in it. Let me stir things up a little bit here because it looks like it's separated. It's been inside for a while, so it's not like it was outside. It's kind of strange. Okay. I'm just taking a handle of a foundation brush and mixing it all in back together. Separating is kind of weird, but I'm not gonna let that stop me because I think, you know, makeup does separate. You do have to shake it up. It's just super hard to shake things up when they're in a pot. I'm gonna wipe the rest of the oil off. I guess it's good that it has some new oily properties in it. So I'm gonna take what's on my brush, my little spatula here. I'm just gonna dab this on my face and let's just kind of buff this in. I didn't bring in a damp beauty sponge. I should have been smarter and just done one side at a time here. Super light coverage. I would call this like a tint. Yeah, but you know what? My skin actually looks pretty good. I don't mind medium. It's not really covering anything. Going to the second layer so much as just sort of minimizing a little bit. And I think medium was the way to go. So if you were typically light medium, almost light medium neutral, this might be a good shade for you. It looks almost a little washed out in the mirror, but I think by the time I put on some other stuff and bronzer and whatever else, it's probably going to be just fine. I think it's interesting because if this is supposed to be, you know, super clean, kind of minimal makeup, you know, of course the question is it? And I would say at this stage, yeah. I mean, I'm using a brush. I think if I were to use a damp beauty sponge, it would thin it out even more. Yeah, I actually like the way my skin looks with that. It doesn't have as much coverage, I'm gonna try it with my finger, as I might be used to. I think, you know, and I tend to do more serum foundations anyway, but I kind of wanted to see how this was. I actually really like it. This feels like a tinted moisturizer. So I guess if you have dry skin, yeah, this feels like skincare with coverage. Now all of a sudden I'm super excited about this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. I got a hair stuck to it. But my skin looks hydrated and dewy and moisturized. I'm not upset by this first opinion of it. It was a little strange that it was all separated, but that was an easy fix, just in case you ever need to deal with that. But anyway, yeah, I didn't even get it on the outside. I stirred it up and didn't even have an issue with the stuff on the outside. I do feel like I could use a little concealer. This, I've got a Dose of Colors one. It's going to be too heavy, but I get glasses marks, so I'm just gonna dot that a little bit there and then just use my same foundation brush that's now completely soaked with foundation. And actually that's better because it's not too heavy and cakey, which sometimes happens with the Dose of Colors because it's such a full, I'm gonna not call it full coverage, but fuller coverage formula. I'm actually more patted on. I never would have thought I would say that. Like, oh yeah, I put it on and it's not enough. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm feeling like I've got kind of like this no makeup thing going on. And that always makes me a little uncomfortable because I'm typically someone who likes makeup, probably more makeup than I need to. Okay, let's take that balm. This is that Golden Hour balm again. And let's see, because I think you can wear it over or under foundation. So I'm real curious to see what it's gonna do to my sun damage. This reminds me of another brand recently. What was I using? Reminded me of this. If you remember, comment down below because I don't remember right now. Okay, I'm getting subtle glow. I'm not getting like a huge amount of coverage or anything like that. I'm just getting subtle glow. And I don't mind it. My skin looks very glowy right now. I go through moods where I don't really want super glowy, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, we're gonna be a little effervescent today. I have three eyeshadows. One of them is called, I'm gonna sneeze. One of them is called The Best eyeshadow, and I got it in shade Ash. And this one, I believe, let me have here. It's super cute little, I mean, it all says Jones Road on it. It's very aesthetically pleasing to me, very minimalist. So that is just a typical kind of grayish color. It says Ash, but let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, you should be able to see that a little bit. So the color is kind of, it's kind of a taupe. It's a taupe color, which I thought would be good for like an all over the lid, simple, easy, out the door kind of look. I also picked up these two. One of them came with the kit. I think it was this one called Linen. So I've got a linen and a bronze, and they are a Just a Sec eyeshadow. So I think the idea is that you can just do a simple, quick little swipe of something and be out the door. So this one's Linen, and I figured it would be brighter, lighter of the two. And then the other one is Bronze, which I thought might be one that I would use a little bit more. And it was much darker than the other one. Let's do some of this, right? Let's try Linen on the lid. I don't have any other eyelid primer or anything like that on. Okay, it's a pot like the Super Shocks are, and it's going on so creamy and smooth and beautiful. And again, is feeling like, it's feeling like skincare, but tinted. You guys, I didn't bring you in. I'm so sorry. Let me scooch in. Okay, I wanted to scooch in a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing on my face here. I went a little bit more on this eye intentionally. I feel like this is kind of what, I've got things that are rattling here. I think this is kind of feels like what Thrive Cosmetics expected to be. Those sticks that say they're like eye brightening. I feel like that one is, the formula is probably more like what I wanted the Thrive Cosmetics eyeshadows to be. Just a little creamier. This one I wanted to keep it more on the inner side because I'm going to use the other two eyeshadows because I'm gonna do both of them here. Okay, let's go to the bronze on this one where I took Linen a little bit further. I'm kind of just tapping it, sort of buffing it in, and I'm using my fingers. I think that was one of the things that kind of makes Bobbi Brown stand out. She uses her fingers when she's applying makeup to clients quite a bit. I think I have a Bobbi Brown book. I need to go back and read it. It's funny because in my mind, and you can tell that I'm, a child. I grew up in the 80s. I'm not a child now. You can tell I'm as a child, I grew up in the 80s because in my brain, sometimes I think when I'm picturing DKNY, Donna Karan, I'm thinking Bobbi Brown. Okay, so that's the bronze and the linen together. It's actually very light, right? Let's take a look at this perfect eyeshadow. So it says perfect eyeshadow, and we're gonna pick up a little bit of it on the brush. Now I did, like I said, I started with that linen color just kind of on the inner portion of my eye. It's weird because when I'm working from home, if I'm wearing glasses, this is exactly the kind of makeup I do super minimal, very little effort, which I think is what kind of appealed me to the brand. Yeah, I like that. So I like that. I like the shade as either an all over the lid shade or as a transition shade. I think it's very pretty. Yeah, I like that a lot. The brown seems a little too shimmery, where this matte, well, let's see if it'll build up at all. This matte in ash, I really like this. I wasn't sure I was gonna like linen, but as I have linen kind of on the inside, it certainly is brighter. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I think I'm going to take a little bit more of the bronze on this and see how it performs over the top of ash. Oh yeah, I like that too. I'm not saying I got the 3 most boring shades that are in the line, but just keep in mind everything is meant to be super minimalist. Yeah, I like that. I like the way my skin feels with this foundation, and this feels a little bit more intentional and done. Of course, I'm used to probably more smoky eyeshadows anyway. This one I don't mind. This just feels like a quick out the door. I'm just gonna grab a couple, and maybe that's why they call it just a sec. Like it literally takes just a second to put it on. Just a sec, let me put a swipe of this stuff on. That's the 3 different eyeshadows, right? 2 of them that are just a sec, 1 of them is a linen, 1 of them is in bronze, which bronze was lighter than I thought it was gonna be, which actually works well. If you're gonna do just a swipe of one thing all over the lid, I would do bronze. Or this perfect eyeshadow, which is in shade ash, and it's kind of a, like I said, grayish color. I like that. Yeah, we're in good shape so far. Okay, I did pick up an eyeliner. I think it was also in the same kit. This is the Best eyeliner. Normally I would have probably chosen a brown or a bronze color, but I think I wasn't given a choice because I bought the kit. So this is the black. Just see if we put a little of this on here. Does that give us a kind of professional polish look? Yeah, I like that. Okay, this one I'm gonna make sure I get all of my lash line here. I feel like that eyeshadow, that Just a Sec eyeshadow, makes things slide around just a little bit, but eyeliner is actually still going on even though my eyelid's a little slick. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna do a little in my waterline here. Try to. Okay, so it's not really adhering to my waterline all that much. It is getting along the lash line though, which is fine. Okay. A couple different ways I would actually use that. Yeah. Let's put some of their Jones Road mascara on. This is in black. And I purchased it because it's like, hey, I'm doing the rest of the stuff, and why not throw this on too? I have a video coming up here pretty soon, you guys, where I'm gonna be using a lot of stack, if that makes sense. So like, I think they're again super minimal, but possibly really good travel. I've got stuff now for, I want to think I've got like 3 or 4 different brands. So we're going to do a little compare and contrast and see if we can get a winner. We all inadvertently end up ranking them. Okay, mascara is not bad. It's nice curling wand. I feel like I'm going to get a little transfer on the bottom, mainly because it's a curling wand. And so I feel like it's getting a little, makes my bottom lashes a little longer than they need to be. And I'm transferring just a little bit. I probably could have done a little bit of better job of getting some of the excess off the wand before I just kind of went in and started attacking my lashes. So I'm going back over it a bunch of times just to try to get out any kind of clumps. And I put a bottom lash line down here. I found that this summer it seems like my whatever mascara I'm using is really transferring quite a bit under my eyes. And I think part of that is just the, you know, being warm and being sweaty and whatever else. I like both of those eyeshadow looks for different reasons. I think what I'm getting from this is very much work from home, putting on something to get kind of polished, maybe even work, like super fast makeup. I picked up one other product in here, and this is the lip and cheek stick. So I figured we'd use it for both lips and cheeks. And that is so bright pink. Okay, do I dare just go straight on? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go straight on and then we'll buff it. Oh, wow. Okay, this is not nearly as, I was so worried that that was gonna be just a horrible bold color, but I'm not feeling horrible bold. I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used with that balm because I feel like I just wanna kind of tap it out a little bit without really kind of buffing it in, if that makes sense. All of this makeup is feeling very skincare-like. I feel like this is kind of like what Alicia Keys just came out with, right? Didn't she come up with like a cheek balm that's meant to be sort of like skincare, but tinted? Yeah, I really like that. Okay, let's try it on the lips. Okay, a little bold on the lips, a little too, I'm gonna call it a little too 60s, 70s color. I don't think it's a perfect color for my lips, but as a cheek color, I'm totally digging it. All right, let's change this lip up just a little bit here. I'm just gonna grab a Jason Blue liner and I'm gonna go all over my lips, fill in my lips with this lip liner. And then I'm kind of feeling like this makeup just needs like lip balm. I didn't push the top down. All right, I think it's a little bit better. It's not quite as bold and bright. I think just like a regular lip oil would have been perfectly fine. So this is my makeup. You know, I've got two different eye things, situations going on, but this is my makeup with the Bobbi Brown stuff. I can tell you it doesn't feel as heavily made up. It doesn't feel as mask-like. It's definitely much more of a neutral, everyday, kind of get ready, clean feeling, out the door in a rush, and I'm really digging it right now. I think if I were, especially if I'm traveling on an airplane, this is very much, maybe this more so than this. This is feeling a little, well, it's fine. I feel like that hood is too heavy on this eye. That's what drives me crazy around here. This one, the darker, smokier one, go figure. This one actually I really like. I would totally wear something like this. Maybe not even with powder, maybe just some setting spray. And this is what I would wear for flying because my skin feels so moisturized right now. Dewy, but not greasy. I went to, where was I at? I think I was at a Sephora and I'd said, hey, I'm looking for any kind of like foundation type balms. I think I had my mind was this because they have this like a rosier one and then they have this gold one. I think I had this in my head, but I couldn't remember what it was. Not a professional. Anyway, so I'd asked the gal, I said, hey, do you have any like foundation balms or new products that, you know, might be a little bit different? And she said, oh, well, here's the KVD apple balm stuff. And I'm like, no, it doesn't really seem like I'm not really a full coverage kind of person. But anyway, then I happened to see like an ad, I think, because, you know, they read your mind and they give you ads for things that you're thinking of. I'm convinced. Anyway, I had a Jones Road ad pop up and I'm like, that's what it was. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was interested in, was Jones Road. So I'd be real curious to see how long this stays on my face. I might have to do a wear test and, you know, do some work outside, wear it to fly and see how it does. But anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys found this somewhat interesting. If you guys all were interested in Jones Road, now you can say that, you know, you've seen a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist, who's not Bobbi Brown. Wouldn't that be cool? And what it looks like on mature skin that has wrinkles and scars and blemishes and discoloration and all the things that happen with age when we're not perfect. Don't need perfect. I think that's one of the things that I love about this, maybe, is Bobbi Brown is really kind of just embracing the fact that your roadmap of life is actually beautiful. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well, and I hope to see you in another video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I tend to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I should say this. None of this was gifted to me. I purchased this with my own money. I'm not affiliated, endorsed, nothing like that. So you're getting honest opinions. I hope that helps. I'm not saying, oh, this is great, just because somebody's paying me, unlike some people. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing really well. I've said that before, sorry. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.